Yo, what the fuck is going on, you guys? Just call me the P, you know what I'm saying? Just call me the P. We're just gonna talk about Derek Brunson and Kevin Holland. That fight happened, last night? Um, Man, Kevin Holland, he did not rise to the occasion. Everybody was on this hype train. I was seeing a lot of comments saying that his jiu-jitsu, his wrestling, his grappling, his striking was better than Brunson. His striking's obviously better than Brunson, but his grappling is nowhere near. We've just learned that. His jiu-jitsu is nowhere near. Man, he did. There was a lot of mistakes in this fight. If like I get his nickname is Big Mouth, but man, he needs to focus. He really does. Like, it's interesting and all, but like, he needs to focus. He was down like 4-0 and he was still talking. It's like, man, I wonder what his coaches are thinking. You know what I'm saying? His coaches are probably like, "What the fuck, Kevin?" I seen right at the end of the fight, whenever Kevin literally gave up at the last 10 seconds. He just started walking away. He was like, "Nah," and he started walking away. I was like, "What the fuck?" And Derek was like, "All right, give me this win." But when that happened, I seen Kevin's coach. He looked pissed. He was like turned around. I was like, yikes, that sucks. That really does suck. But man, what's next for Kevin Holland? I don't know. I honestly don't know what's next for Kevin Holland. They're probably they're still gonna put a lot of stock into him because he's an interesting fighter. You know what I'm saying? They're still gonna what's the word? They're still gonna watch after him. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Holland's still, you know, a fun fighter, But Derek Brunson, I think he should fight. There's only two people for Derek Brunson to fight, right? Paulo Costa, because he dropped out of the fight with Robert Whitaker, and and what's his name, Jared Cannonier. Them two, because them two are the only two scheduled, that don't have a fight, and yeah, I think Brunson deserves that. He's been getting fed to the freaking young cats, and he's been stopping all of them. Elias Didoru, Edmund Shabazi, and now Kevin Holland. It's like, that's mad impressive, actually. Derek Brunson, they need to reward him. He's a veteran. They already fed him to the young cats. They need to give him a top fighter. I think they should give him what's his name? I think Jared Cannonier would be a good fight. Jared Cannonier or Paulo Costa, one of them two. I think that's what's going to be next for Derek Brunson. If not, then Dana White just does not like Derek Brunson. That's that. I mean, I don't know why Dana gets mad, you know what I mean? Like, it's a fight, anything's gonna happen, It's like, not every star is gonna rise, It's like, it shows just blatant disrespect, and it just shows who he's going for. You know what I'm saying? It shows huge disrespect to Derek Brunson, because he just put him in there. He wanted Holland to embarrass Brunson, If I was Brunson, I would take that very, very personally. But yeah, Brunson, he needs a top fighter, either number 2 or number 3. That's just, that's those are good fights too. I think Paulo Costa would be an easier matchup just cuz I don't know what his grappling looks like, and I think Cannonier is more crafty in my opinion. So, I think that's what's next for Derek Brunson. All right, now Khabib. All right, Khabib retired. Dana just announced that Khabib retired. I mean, we all knew that Khabib was retired, but I mean, Dana just announced it officially, air quotes officially. Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler are going to fight for the lightweight title, right? So, that's, I mean, that's very fucking interesting because I thought Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje were going to fight, you know? That's the fight that I thought was going to happen. And, you know, I kind of thought Charles Oliveira was dumb for denying Nate Diaz. I was like, man, Gaethje and Chandler are gonna fight. Poirier and McGregor are gonna fight. You're just left on the side. But obviously he made it work. Oliveira Chandler fighting for the vacant lightweight title. I don't know why Justin Gaethje um, wasn't in this, or why they just put him to the side. But I mean, it makes sense. Charles Oliveira coming off of a big win streak. Most submissions in lightweight history. Michael Chandler, their new hot toy. He's coming in off of the knockout of Dan Hooker. Both of the fighters, they have high stocks right now. Their stocks are very high, so I mean it makes sense why they would make the fight. You know what I mean? I mean Justin Gaethje, his stock is high too, but he's coming off a loss. You don't want to make that a normal thing. Giving fighters a shot for the title after they lose. That shouldn't be normal, right? And as I say that, Jorge Masvidal and Kamaru Usman 2 was official. I think last week, or maybe Thursday. I think last Thursday. They made it official, right? I mean, let's be honest. Masvidal does not deserve the title shot. He doesn't deserve the title shot at all, actually. If anyone deserves it right now, I think it's either I would say Leon, but Leon's coming off a no contest, or Colby. Colby's actually coming off a legit win off Tyron Woodley. He's actually been active. Gilbert Burns just lost. Masvidal. Masvidal just lost to Usman. So, and I mean it wasn't close at all. He got destroyed. And yeah, I don't know why. Money talks. So that's probably why they made that happen. And yeah, they probably did it because I mean George isn't getting any younger, so fucking they need to put him in there right now. They can't be waiting a year or two down the line and then put him in when he's fucking 40. Nah, they gotta juice. They gotta squeeze all the fucking lemon out of this. They gotta squeeze all the juice out of the lemon. You know what I'm saying? They gotta get what they can from Jorge before he steps out, and I think that's what they're doing. I think that's what it is. And they realize, if Jorge fights one of the contenders, there's a good chance he loses, right? So Jorge probably was just like, give me the title shot, and then I'll, let me bank in for a title shot right now, just in case if I lose, I think that's kind of the deal, I think they're just, they're trying to get the biggest fight possible, just, because if he loses, and it's, say if Gilbert Burns beats Jorge Masvidal, then we'll see what, Usman Burns too. I mean, that's a good fight, right? But it's not a Masvidal fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, even coming off a loss, it's still gonna be a big pay-per-view. So I see the mindset of why they do that. And besides, if Masvidal loses, then he can fight all the contenders. Then we can see Colby Masvidal. Then we can see Leon Masvidal, because Jorge would have already fought for the belt twice. You know what I'm saying? So there's no point of trying to match him up correctly. He already fought for the belt. He would have already fought for the belt twice. So make all those fun fights after that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they're thinking. Yeah. Talking about Leon Edwards as well. I think Leon Edwards should fight Colby Covington. Leon versus Colby would be fireworks. Fireworks. I kind of think. After seeing Leon, I think that's a way closer fight, than before. I kind of thought Colby would tire him out, get him up against the fence, do what Colby does. But man, Leon looked super fucking sharp, and I don't know if Colby can just beat him like that. I think Leon has grown a lot since he fought Usman the first time, right? So I think that's probably one of the best matchups in the welterweight division. Leon versus Colby. I think that's the fight that should happen. The winner should fight for the belt. The winner should fight for the belt. No matter what. Yeah, that's yeah. I think that's what should happen. Now, John Jones versus Stipe or Ngannou, right? So let's talk about Stipe versus Ngannou. That fight's happening, what, I think next month? For sure it's the next UFC event, but man, this fight's fucking crazy. To be honest, I'm thinking about it right now, and I kind of think Ngannou knocks Stipe out. You know, I think Ngannou is gonna knock Stipe out this time. You know, the first time, man, the first time, you know, Ngannou looked, I don't want to say nervous, but like, you can tell it was his first time in the big show. You know what I'm saying? He just went in there wild. He just tried to put Stipe out like he's no one. You know, he even said that he tried to put him out like he's no one. And you can't do that against Stipe, you know? Stipe will, you know, he'll get you for that. I don't know though. I think Ngannou has made the right adjustments. I think his takedown defense has grown leaps and bounds since that fight, and I truly think Francis Ngannou is gonna beat Stipe Miocic on that night. You know, and we're gonna see John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. You know, in one of the biggest heavyweight fights in history. You know, and how does that fight go? John Jones, Francis Ngannou. Man, I want to say John Jones, but I don't see him beating Francis Ngannou. I think Francis Ngannou is going to beat Stipe, beat John Jones, and he's going to be looked at as one of the greatest fighters of all time. You know, he's not going to be the GOAT, the heavyweight. He might actually be the heavyweight GOAT if he beats John Jones, because that's a big accolade. But yeah, guys, it's been just call me to pee, you know? See you guys next time. Yeah, it's fucking